Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back for another video, and we got another Larry Bird video. Of course, y'all love the Larry Bird videos. So every time I see a Larry Bird video that's worth putting out, hey, I got you guys. But we got Larry Bird's Insane Promise, the most disrespectful promise ever. I wonder what kind of promise it was to him for it to be disrespectful, knowing Larry Bird. Never know what he said or what he did, but please get right to the video and subscribe if you're new.
Hey folks, how's it going? I'm Sean Davids. Welcome back to the show. Let's talk some old school basketball. Now, with the Last Dance documentary dominating NBA world, I want to make sure that my second favorite player of all time doesn't get forgotten. Now, with Michael Jordan being my number one, Larry Bird being my number two. So in this video, I want to cover a Larry Bird story, or let's say my favorite insane Larry Bird story. But before we start with this video, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. And I would say,
before we get a little further into the video, if you want to join my join the Smooth Squad, next to the subscribe button, it's a join button. You can join it, all kind of perks and stuff, and help support the channel, donations and stuff like that. But I'll do another video talk about that, get more in depth in that. But let's get right back to the video.
Let's dig right into it.
Right, let's get into it.
In the mid-1980s, you had some of the most iconic players in NBA history, if it was a Magic Johnson, a Dr. J, or a Michael Jordan. But even until today, everybody wants to know more about Larry Bird.
Yeah, I do
the guy
too.
that can't jump, was super slow, but some way somehow was still able to give you 30 points a night. It's kind of funny. In the last couple of months, I spoke to many NBA legends of that era, and they all basically said the same thing. Slow and can't jump?
Don't jump,
I
don't
gotta
jump.
be talking about somebody else but Larry Bird.
On.
Now, since the game today is a completely different game in comparison to the 80s and 90s, players like Larry Bird are mysterious. Hearing all those crazy trash talk stories, and then seeing that this guy was actually able to back it up, it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, the things that Larry used to do are so bold and funny, and just to think that Larry used to trash talk the biggest names in the games, it's just incredible. For example, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird became friends and the Lakers and the Celtics were playing against each other, there was that one game where Magic had to sit out and watch the game from the bench. And what did Larry Bird do? He walks to Magic and says, "Man, I'm sorry you're not playing, but I'm gonna tell you what, since you're already here, I'm gonna put on a show for you." And what can you say? Larry kept his promise and had a great night, and after every bucket, he looked over to Magic. Or who can forget the game of the Boston Celtics versus the Atlanta Hawks, which to me is the second best Larry Bird trash talk story.
But when you played against somebody, do you remember? Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night, yeah.
Here comes the ad.
We created the first truly collaborative doc on the planet. We call it Monday Work Docs. We wanted to create real.
All right.
Yeah, that was a tough night. Yeah. But when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, left side over across the three, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
I think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer. And, yeah, and so it was a bad night.
Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. They're not going to count it. And Bird falls
into the trainer.
Well, it's kind of hard to top a story like that, and I can definitely understand that this is one of the favorite stories of many Larry Bird fans. But to me, I got a different one. In the playoffs of the 1985 season, the Boston Celtics again would face the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. The Lakers, with the help of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, defeated the Celtics 4-2 to defeat the Celtics for the first time in Lakers finals history. Boston could not believe it, since they felt they had the better team. For the 1985-86 season, the Celtics made some major changes to their roster and would have one of the best passing teams of all time.
Well, it makes it easy. Anytime you can work out of the post and you can go and set flare screens and down screens for other players and then keep the ball moving. It keeps the defense off balance and it makes them work hard on
it. Good play.
18 points. Oh, what a nice pass by Walton to Bird.
I would feel like Larry and Bill were probably two of the best passing big men in the history of basketball.
That Celtics team was so good that many of their games were already decided even before the fourth quarter started. The problem with that was that players with the competitive edge and drive of a Larry Bird sometimes would get bored and mentally check out of the game. One of those nights was the 6th of December in 1985 when the Boston Celtics played against the Portland Trail Blazers. At that time, the Blazers were not yet the powerhouse that they would later become, since Clyde Drexler was still relatively young. That night, Larry Bird had an off night and only shot 34% from the field. What many people of the media overlooked was that Larry still had 11 rebounds and 7 assists, but still the Celtics lost by 18. Both teams would meet again on the 14th of February in 1986 after a long road trip for the Boston Celtics. Larry was reminded by the press and media that he had a bad game against the Blazers. Bill Walton recalls, Larry told us all, and the media even, tomorrow night's the last night of the trip and I'm going to play the game left-handed. This was crazy, even for Larry Bird. The Blazers obviously also read the newspapers and decided to put the very athletic Jerome Kersey on Bird to make sure that Bird's promise will be an empty one.
Thoughts on a nice matchup, another lineup change by the coach. He's installed Jerome Kersey in the starting lineup.
Well, he's put a tiger in the tank. He feels that Jerome Kersey is going to give him some aggressiveness, particularly against Larry Bird.
Now it was on. The game started and Larry Bird did what Larry Bird does.
Larry told all of us and the media, he said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip, I'm going to play this one left-handed.
So play left-handed. That's crazy. Let's see this.
Robert Terry, and the assignment for Jerome Kersey is to be able to handle a hot shooting Larry Bird. Larry Bird.
Left-hand floater.
10-6. Bird against Kersey.
Left-hand layup.
Bird is open. Larry Bird open.
That was a right-hand jump shot. It wasn't left-handed.
Rebound aid. Well, Bird's still down there.
The cheap left-hand dunk.
Coming down to the 3-minute mark.
So he didn't shoot the jump shots left-handed, I don't think. Because if he did, that'd be wild. Another left-hand layup.
47-46. 16 points for Larry Bird. Parrish, Celtics offense. That's Johnson and Bird. Tied again.
He mainly getting buckets from just layups.
For Larry Bird.
It's kind of a little push shot with the left hand, so it kind of counted as a left hand jump shot, left hand shot.
For Bird.
Left hand hook.
95-90. Bird with 37.
One time, everything has come from the outside, so you really don't take advantage of your advantage.
And they got 3 fouls real quick, penetrated. Bird.
Left hand layup and the foul.
That's good, and he's fouled. Shot clock's at 8.
So it's like he only took one actual jump shot that was right-handed. The rest was like left-hand layups and hook shots and
you see the tie.
whatever.
Larry Bird.
There's a right-hand jump shot. So he can't really shoot with his left hand like a regular jump shot.
The game went into overtime and Larry Bird now started to use his right hand more often. Up until that point, he already scored more than 20 points with his left hand.
Damn, that's tough though. Well, like I said, there's mainly from layups and hook shots.
Dennis Johnson.
But still, that's crazy. He told what he was going to do. He did,
Watch
though.
it count down. Blazers up by a point.
Now, Bird can't beat you right there. You got to keep him under control. They don't.
Yeah, so he had to start shooting with the right hand, because if he didn't, they probably would have lost the game. So I think they won this game.
This shot would also be the game winner. Bird scored 10 out of his 21 field goals against the Portland Trail Blazers with his left hand and finished the game with 47 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Damn.
The Celtics won that game 120-119 in overtime. Bird was later asked why he used his left hand so much, and he answered he wanted to save his right hand for the Lakers. It doesn't get any cooler than that. All right, you guys, that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also like the video.
Catch it, bro. That's crazy, man. Like I said, he didn't take jump shots with like left hand regular jump shot like this, because I can shoot my left hand like a regular jump shot, just like the right hand. See, right hand, left hand, same thing, just opposite, just vice versa. But I think back in the day, a lot of players probably can do that anyway, but he just was doing left hand layups, left hand hooks and stuff like that. A little push shot left hand. I can do that. Anybody can do that. Well, I'm not gonna say anybody. A lot of people can't even do a regular left hand layup wide open. But let me know what y'all think about that story about Larry Bird and his disrespectful promise. And any more videos you want me to react to, any more ideas, let me know down in the comments below. Like I always tell you guys, and come back for more videos. Peace.